This is a Z-44, a Tier 8 premium German destroyer. It's the main reward from the Wagen Un Winnen campaign, and it boasts pretty fast reloading torpedoes with pretty long range, decent damage output, and great concealment, but the guns are sort of lacking. So if you're looking for a gunboat, this may not be your ship. With that, let's get into the setup of the ship and the commander, who is Maximilian von Spee. Base trait is Misty Morning. Smoke generator cooldown time is improved. And then here, went with pretty much a double concealment setup here with Eric Bay Shifty, which improves the destroyer detectability. Then we have Jerzy Swirsky with Hide and Seek, which improves the sea detectability range. And here we went with a complete torpedo setup here. Well, more or less a complete torpedo setup with subsurface venture, improves the torpedo speed and the launcher reload time, but it is at the cost of a destroyer main battery reload time. We're not looking for a gunboat anyway. Look at me now is the next one here, which maxes out the sea detectability range with this build. And then here, instead of back in stock, we went with Perceptive, which improves the incoming damage to your destroyer as well as the torpedo detectability range. And I find Perceptive to be pretty darn helpful, even more so than a couple seconds it might get knocked off the reload time with back in stock. Last skill is Smoke on the Water, which improves the smoke screen dispersion time and its deployment time. Then we went with Unstoppable for the legendary skill, which improves the engine repair time and allows for a reduced mobility with a disabled engine and or rudder. Special effect is the damage control party cooldown time is cut in half, and to make that happen you have to be within 7.5 kilometers of an enemy ship here at legendary rank 4. So that is one of the benefits of maxing out the legendary skills here on Maximilian von Spee. As far as the upgrades, we went with main battery mod 2 to help out the traverse speed of the main guns in the rare occasion that we do use the main guns here. Then we have propulsion mod 2, which improves the time taken to reach full power. It cuts that in half. Then we went with concealment system mod 1, which improves the detectability range by 10% and the incoming fire dispersion, and this doubles up on your fully upgraded camo or skin. And here we went with the torpedo launcher mod 3, which improves the torpedo launcher reload time by 15%, but there is a risk of the torpedo launchers being incapacitated with this upgrade module. Loadout ammunition is high explosive shells, armor piercing shells, and torpedoes, which we will get into in a second. Damage control party consumable, duration is 5 seconds, reloads every 38 seconds, and we have an unlimited number of those consumables. Smoke generator consumable is next, and the duration is 21 seconds. Dispersion is 83 seconds with a reload time of 214 seconds, and there are 2 of those consumables. Then we have the engine boost consumable that increases the maximum speed of the ship by 8% when it is running. Duration is 120 seconds. Reloads every 171 seconds, and there are 2 of those consumables. Here, this could change depending on the match, but I have selected the rare battle booster, which improves the maximum movement speed and cooldown time for all consumables. Ship comes with a Type 9 Premium Permanent Camouflage. Sea detectability range and incoming fire dispersion is 4.5% respectively, and you also get this cool Z-44 flag once you complete the campaign. Specs: survivability hit points is 19,400. Armor is 8 to 20 millimeters. Artillery, you have 5 guns. They reach out to 10.7 kilometers. Reload every 4.6 seconds, and that is pretty quick, but they don't really do much damage. At maximum HE shell damage is 1,500 with a 6% chance of setting fire. Armor piercing is double that at 3,000. And then the torpedoes here, this is the big deal. You have 2 launchers of 5 torpedoes each. Reload every 62 seconds. Maximum damage is 14,400. Range is 12 kilometers, which is pretty good, and 72 knot speed, which is not bad. And AA defenses, you have 28 guns, it looks like here, and you might knock a plane or two out of the sky. Doubtful you'll get a clear sky medal, though. Maneuverability, maximum speed is 37.6 knots. Turning circle radius is 670 meters with a 4.4 second rudder shift time. Concealment is maxed out at 100. Detectability range by sea is 5 kilometers. Range by air is 2.9 kilometers. And if you're firing into smoke, it's 2.5 kilometers. Armor, whatever you do, do not get hit. Overview, the ship is a rapid reloader with an above average torpedo reload speed. It is also hidden with a good concealment, and that means the ship can get closer to the enemies before being detected, of course, until that radar turns on from that upper tier or higher tier cruiser. So then the Z-44 is a Type 1936B class destroyer with a modification of the preceding Type 1936A class, which retained the same hull design but reverted to the lighter main armament of earlier destroyers to reduce top weight and improve the sea-keeping capabilities. Year of design was 1941, and there were no ships in the series. Right, well, that's it for the setup of the ship and the commander. Let's go out in a standard battle and check out a highlight. All right, here we are in Tears of the Desert, and there's a Musashi. I've already taken a shot at him, kind of sizing him up. You can see these torpedoes reload really quick. And the one thing I did want to mention, I forgot to mention about Perceptive, is probably its most important quality, and that is that indicator up there, that moon indicator, the white arc up there is the direction to the nearest enemy ship, and you can see that right now it looks like that is the Musashi over there. So that is the big deal with Perceptive. The torpedoes reload so quick on the Z-44 that I would rather know where the closest enemy is rather than get a quicker torpedo reload with back in stock in the third skill slot. So that is why we have selected Perceptive, and for the most part I have selected Perceptive as the third skill for all of my destroyer commanders these days. There was a time when I was going with back in stock to try to get quicker torpedo reloads, but not anymore after probably 3 years or so of playing. And I guess it's just one of the things that you learn as you get more experience with the game. But here you can see really how quick these torpedoes reload. And the Musashi is in a perfect spot. He's not really moving around much. And we are just going to sit here and launch torpedoes in that Musashi's direction, since he's not really moving around much and he is broadside to us. So this is perfect for a torpedo strike. There you can see that we spotted an enemy a few seconds ago, and I swung over to see if I could find him, and I didn't, but it looks like these torpedoes are going to hit. I think we're going to get 2 torpedo hits here on this. There is one, and there is a second one right there. So we're definitely racking up the torpedo hits. We're up to 41,000, 42,000 damage, and this looks like these torpedoes are in line to take out that Musashi right there. He is not moving around, not really sure what the problem is, but he is flooding out, it looks like. So that is awesome. So we're going to try to check out this Edinburgh there. We got the kill on the flood, and Edinburgh is getting kind of close. I think the Edinburgh does have a radar. Yeah, at 6.3 kilometers distance. I'm not really sure why he's not using it. You know, maybe I'm wrong about that. But, yeah, I know the Edinburgh is pretty good cruiser, and I don't really want to get involved with him. It looks like he's magically coming in my direction. So that is something right there. So after we took the base, he's going to recapture the base, it looks like. I'm not going to go in there and challenge him. If you look at the mini-map, it's just me, and I guess I've got a friendly battleship right there. But being 13 kilometers away, he's not really helping me out here with the Edinburgh.
At the moment, it looks like the Edinburgh is more interested in coming in my general direction. So we'll see if we can send some torpedoes his way. And yeah, okay, so he's turning in the correct direction for those torpedoes. So no, he's moving the other way. So these Edinburghs are really pretty maneuverable. And yeah, I am not going to fire at him because I will just open myself up. And yeah, it is unbelievable how this guy is coming in my general direction. He must see where the torpedoes are coming from, and he's trying to follow his nose in that way. But he's half a kilometer away from my detection, my concealment range, and we are almost reloaded. So these quick reloading torpedoes are awesome. If you had blue, you would get an even quicker torpedo reload, but the damage output would be reduced by, I think it's 40%, so it's significant. I wanted to go with the historical commander here. It's because I figure that's what most people normally would get, and there I did. Hit him with some main gun action there because he is leaving the area and there are all those torpedoes coming. So at the moment I felt that it was safe to do that, so that's why I'm taking some shots at him right here. And check out how quick these guns reload. So they don't really have that much output, but they do reload really quick, so that is awesome. And you know, even though during the setup I'm talking about how you don't use the main guns, we do use the main guns here in this particular match pretty frequently. So it's going to be surprising how many main gun hits we get by the time the match is over with. So yeah, I'm keeping my distance, and I haven't used any of my smoke charges yet. Maybe we won't have to, but now I'm going to come around and shoot some more torpedoes in the gap where the smoke is, and I'm going to hope to catch the Edinburgh in a crossfire. I'm not really sure where he is, so I'm kind of launching the torpedoes in the general direction of the aiming indicator from Perceptive.
Torpedoes off backboard.
Yeah, back in the day it was kind of old school where you didn't have Perceptive and you just had to use the force to try to figure out where the red team ships were. So Perceptive does make that a little bit easier, but it is at the cost, as I said, of torpedo reload speed. So in general, you probably are better off to use Perceptive than to go with a quicker torpedo reload speed, especially at the higher tiers, because the problem is, I think like I said earlier, even though you have a 5-kilometer range with all the radar cruisers at the higher tiers, and you know, some destroyers do have radar like the Black, and with all the sonar on all the ships too, your really good concealment does not really help out. So I've gotten into trouble where my concealment is so good that I will really sneak up on somebody. Then when they turn the radar on, they've got you, and you're within, you know, you've got like 4 kilometers to go before you get out of their radar range, and it is tough to survive that situation. So here, looks like the Edinburgh has gone on the other side of that island, and I'm thinking, do I go after him? We do have a lead here, and I don't really want to blow the lead. So I am thinking that I am going to head toward B and capture B. I'm not going to go after the Edinburgh one-on-one. And all right, so there's the Edinburgh right there. He is within torpedo range. I'm going to remember where the marker was. And okay, so there is the marker again. And there, I fired at the last location of the marker. And then there I went way behind the torpedo indicator marker in case he slows up, and maybe I could catch him out with an errant torpedo here. So one is right on the indicator, the aiming indicator line. The other one is way behind in case he wants to maneuver. But I believe that that is the only red team ship in that area. So I feel that I have, except for this guy right here. So Okay, so there you go. So a Z-44, completely fully health, just like I am, and we're going to go gun on gun here and see what happens. And it looks like this guy is kind of chunking me. I think he's chunking me a little bit more than I'm chunking him. So maybe he's set up for a gun build here on a torpedo boat. And yeah, he has knocked me down quite a bit. And now the Edinburgh's getting into the game. So I am going to wait for my clunky motor. You can hear the chunk, chunk, chunk of the broken motor. Luckily, with Unstoppable as a legendary skill, you still have that reduced mobility with a disabled engine and or rudder, and we are still moving. Otherwise, we'd be sort of like dead in the water. So the plan is to come up here, get completely reloaded. Yeah, I'm going to hit the repair consumable or the fire extinguisher right there, and we're going to get out of there with full engine power. And then we're going to turn around and we're going to fire both spreads of torpedoes in the gap right there. You can see they are taking C, but I am not going to go in there and fight two ships with a Z-44. That would not be good. So I'm just going to blanket the gap there and come over and capture B. And I'm going to go for the XP and the win. We are way ahead, so there really is no reason for me to go back in there and to try to do whatever I think I might want to do. So my best option, the best option to win the game here, is to go into B, capture B, and we can start racking up the points. There is that battleship over there to my right, kind of concentrating on the gap to see where they are, and it looks like I hit the Z-44. So what that means is the next time I see the Z-44, he is going to be way down on health, and I'm probably going to be able to take care of him with my guns with their reduced capability. These guns, even though it's unfortunate because even though they reload pretty quick, they don't really have that much firepower, and I don't really want to build into the guns on a ship that's kind of clearly, I believe, intended as a torpedo boat. So okay, so we're just going to sit here, and in 9 seconds we are going to capture B, and then I'm going to go over to the Vittorio Veneto and see if I could take that guy out. There is a couple more shots in the gap, and yeah, okay, so there is a Z-44, and he's not reduced as much as I thought he would be reduced. I thought he would be down to a sliver, but he's not. I have more health than he does, but still, with these guns, I still am not comfortable with the amount of health that I just saw on that Z-44. And there come the torpedoes from the Z-44. I don't really want to mess around with charging him because his torpedo reload speed is pretty close to mine, I'm going to assume. So within a minute, he's going to be reloaded again. And that's either the Edinburgh or the Z-44 over there that I cannot see. The Vittorio Veneto is almost gone, so I'm going to break off that attack run and just concentrate over here on these guys. So we are still way ahead, and at this point we are so far ahead that I feel like I can take a chance here and try to do something with these two remaining ships if I'm very careful, and that's what Perceptive is going to help me out with. So here, this guy's going to go broadside. That is awesome. And yeah, the traverse speed of the main guns is not that great, and you can see that the guns are not really aiming in my general direction. It looks like we got them right there. So there you go. So that's the thing about the Z-44 is the traverse speed of the main guns is so poor that when you turn like that and the guns can't get on target, I had that guy basically helpless, I believe. So now there are 27 seconds left. There really is no way we can lose the match, and I am just going to march up here and go against the Edinburgh because now I'm a little braver than I was earlier on in the match, and there he is just sitting in C, it looks like. Moving away. He still has a lot of health, so I think, yeah, well, he doesn't have much health right there, so he got nailed right there, and he got taken out. So, all right. All right, well, there you go. That's a big-time victory for the Z-44. It's a great torpedo boat. 390,000 credits. 88,000 battle performance total damage on 32 main gun hits, 6 torpedo hits, 5 incapacitations, couple destroyed ships, a fire, 4 floods, so most of the torpedoes did cause flooding. Got a captured and an assisted capture. We detected 7 ships, so I'm going to say that we definitely did our job here in this match as a destroyer. So let's see how we did on the team result. We have some pretty big XP, so I'm expecting a pretty good team result here. Well, first place overall with 2,800 XP. That is awesome. All right, let's see how we did on the economy tab. We will probably clear some pretty big time numbers there in the economy tab by the time it's all said and done. 207,000 silver credits we cleared by the time it's all said and done. All right, well, that's it for the Z-44. You can see the potential as a torpedo boat is pretty outstanding. So you definitely want to pick up this campaign ship. If torpedo boat is your thing and you do want to consider putting the epic and legendary mods in the torpedo slot here on this boat. And yeah, if nothing else, you got to see a little bit about what the ship was about. Let me know what you think down below. This is the Jaguar, and I'll see you on the high seas. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe if you like it.